Hello, welcome. My name's Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. I'm also from Harmony on High Street in Campbelltown, Tasmania. Welcome. I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 9th of June through till Sunday the 15th of June 2025. First of all, I need to apologise because I think we forgot to put the video up from last week onto YouTube. So I do apologise. We try and do that the next day, but we forgot last week, so my apologies for that. I am coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 9th of June here. And the time is something. It's 12:40 p.m. So I'm here to pull some cards, and I want to start by welcoming my Pillar of Light members, my Temple of Balance patrons, and all of those of you who support my work through my website or through Harmony on High Street. Thank you for your support. Your support helps me be able to keep being here and to keep being able to do these videos. So thank you very much for your support. If you are new to watching, what I'm going to be doing is using my Oracle cards. These are literally my Oracle cards that I created. We've got Speed of Light Oracle combined with the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, and I've made these two decks the same size cards so that they can fit together and create this juicy, fun deck of 110 cards. So I'll be using this deck of cards to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I do trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time. I do recommend that you take on board what does feel right and what does resonate with you and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. Let's see what happens and think of this as a guide only. So I'm looking now for the best cards that the majority of us need for this week, starting Monday the 9th of June through till Sunday the 15th of June 2025. Good morning or afternoon. Good afternoon, Beck. Welcome. So the best cards the majority of us need for this week is these. Just bear with me a second. I'm just laying these face down beside me. Okay, we have 3 and 3. So we'll start with Monday the 9th of June, Speed of Light Oracle. We have the Koala. Now the Koala is a featured card. It has further instructions here which don't ask us to pull another card. It just says to meditate, reflect and ponder. Meditate, reflect and ponder is the extra message from the Koala. So this is for Monday. It's card 52 and it says ponder, slow, quiet, grandfather and wait. So this is a slow sort of energy. The Koala is not in a rush to get anywhere, and they sleep for most of the day. So hopefully we're not sleeping for most of the day on Monday, but we might find ourselves a bit slower moving. It could be a good time to reflect on the weekend, reflect on how we're doing, to ponder things that we've been thinking about, and to contemplate, maybe meditate, perhaps journal write, ask ourselves some questions in our journal. And it's quite an introspective, quiet, in some ways a bit of a hermity sort of energy too with the Koala, where we sort of slip back. So we might feel a bit antisocial. We might just want to be in our own space, in our own company, if we have that option. So that's for Monday. Now Tuesday, the 10th of June, we have an Animal Kingdom Oracle, and it's the Frog for Tuesday. And the Frog is card 34, and it says to cleanse your environment. So this is about clearing, purging, letting go. So looking at our inner environment and our outer environment. So inwardly, we might be looking at things like, what is our current state of emotion? What is our current state of mind? What is the current state of our body? What does our body need? There might be some things internally that we might find helpful to flush out or clear out or let go of, especially around our thoughts. Perhaps if we're awash with unexpressed emotion and we're all bottled up and can't make any sense of this complexity of emotion that we feel, maybe there's some letting go that's required there, or some that contemplative energy of the koala. On an outward level, we might be looking at things like spring cleaning, cleaning our room, cleaning our home, cleaning our vehicle or our office or wherever we may kind of spend most of our time or a lot of our time. There might be some clearing out that's required. As we clear out the old from within us, we clear out the old that's around us, and then we make room for the new. So in many ways, the clearing and the purging energy of this frog card, it's to prepare us for the new to come in. So if our body, if who we are inside is all backed up like a cupboard that's full of boxes and stuff, and it's just cluttered and complex and unclear inside us, mentally, emotionally especially, then we may find it helpful to visualize like we're clearing out a cupboard. We may even want to clear out a cupboard, a physical cupboard or wardrobe. And we might find that just that process, if we're doing that, we could visualize or imagine that we're also clearing out the clutter that we're holding inside and all the stuff that we're holding on to, all the pressure that we're putting on ourselves. So it feels like if we can sort of let things go, especially around Tuesday, but Monday's likely favourable for this too, then I feel like we're preparing for new to come in. We're preparing for things to clear out of the way so that the new can come in, the new in some form, the new in some way. It feels refreshing, this new energy. It doesn't feel like, okay, we get this big full box that may symbol or represent something within us. We get it out and then another big full box comes in. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like we're making space, we're making room within ourselves and our lives for new things to come in, for us to meet new people, for us to feel new feelings or think new thoughts, learn new things, things that maybe we haven't got room for or time for at the moment. So let's use this time, if we're inspired to clear things out, let things go, release our hold, and see what happens. That's for Tuesday. Now we'll go straight to Wednesday here, Wednesday the 11th of June, another animal kingdom, and we have the wolf. The wolf is card 48, and it says, or reminds us, to secure our boundaries. So as we contemplate and reflect and ponder, as we cleanse and purge and let go of our hold, we might find that there are some things that need reinforcing or fortifying within ourselves and within our life, especially in regards to our boundaries. Maybe we've been giving too much of ourselves or our power, our attention away to other things that are unnecessary. We could be stressing about what we're seeing on the news, for example, and that is energy. That's something we're giving our attention to. So we're giving our power away to this news thing. If it's something where we may be losing sleep over or stressed about, that even though that's something we may not be able to do anything about, it's still something that's consuming us. So if we recognise maybe things like that, we can put some boundaries up. Maybe decide, I'm not going to watch the news for a while because it's just too depressing and it just stresses me out too much. So that might be a boundary we put up, saying I'm not going to turn the TV on this week or something like that. Or I'm not going to continue to say yes and just feel like I'm being taken advantage of. There might be some boundaries that we just need to kind of assess. I like to assess my boundaries first before I do anything about them, unless there's something urgent or there's some emergency that requires my immediate boundary assessment or reinforcement. But I like to assess first, do a scan of my boundaries, do a scan of myself, a scan of how I'm spending my time, a scan or an awareness of what is taking my time, what is taking my power, what am I thinking a lot about at the moment, and is that something I want to be thinking a lot about at the moment? And if not, then I need to put some walls up. I need to put some barriers up, some boundaries up to help me to be able to detach from that thing that's pulling on my attention. So it's up to us to assess, but also then pick and choose what or where or how our boundaries need to be. So it's easy to say I need to say secure my boundaries, but I think we can take it deeper if we actually take some time to assess how our current boundary state is, what the status is of our boundaries right now, and what needs fixing, what needs changing, what is okay, and deciding these things for ourselves and then putting the relevant actions into place to be able to enforce those boundaries, to be able to detach from the things that pull on our attention or pull on our energy. So it's a choice, and it's something we can really work with to our benefit. So it may, again, we're sort of expanding on these other cards that have come up for early in the week. We could use our Monday quieter time to assess our boundaries. We could become aware that something needs to change and do some letting go as we move into Tuesday and into Wednesday. And then maybe Wednesday sort of reinforce those boundaries, put them into place, look at our schedule, tighten things up a bit where things have become a bit too relaxed or a bit too loose or a little too chaotic, not structured, because boundaries are a structure. So if we need structure, maybe it's worth looking at our boundaries. Okay, Thursday, we'll go straight to Thursday here, Thursday the 12th, and we'll bring the weekend together. Thursday the 12th of June, we've got Speed of Light Oracle card. We've got Tiger Claw, so this is card 40. He says to stand your ground, speak up, take action, and courage. So there is a strength, there's an assertive energy with this card. He's encouraging us to get our claws in, to clear the air, to stand our ground, to say what needs to be said. Or if we riff off the card from Wednesday, perhaps to put our what we determine we need to do with our boundaries, to put those things into place. We may need courage. We may find, oh my goodness, I'm just going to have to say no to this person. And it might be really hard. So this is a strength, a courage that's coming forth, especially around Thursday. But leading on, this is all flowing together really nicely to give us the strength, the courage we need to perhaps be able to say no, or to break that habit that's been pulling on us, to take a break from the television for a while if we need to say no, I can't do that, or say yes, I am going to give that a try, or yes, thank you for offering to help, I will accept your offer, that kind of thing. Okay, now Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th of June, Speed of Light Oracle. Oh, we have the butterfly. So this is a nice uplifting opening card. It's card 6, and it says hearts, opening, freedom, passion, and action. So we had action for Thursday's card with the Tiger Claw. We've got action for Friday. So we've got a good, it feels like good, favourable energy around Thursday, Friday, especially for action, for movement, for being productive, for putting our plans into motion or our plans into action in some way. There's little grounding in this card, but there's a lot of heart in this card. There's a lot of dreaming, and we might find around Friday that maybe and hopefully our heart feels nice and open. Hopefully we've cleared a lot of stuff and really strengthened ourselves by looking at our boundaries, saying what needs to be said, building our personal power, our strength and our courage. Hopefully these things help strengthen and build our confidence as we get towards the end of the week. With this big wide open heart, it feels like things have cleared. So the things that feel heavier early in the week, the things that we're worried about earlier in the week may clear up by the time we get to the end of the week. So that feels really nice as well. So let's make sure our heart is nice and open as best as we can, and allow ourselves to move forward from our hearts. We may find ourselves a little dreamy and maybe dreaming of new plans, new dreams, new goals for our future. So that might be something, as we clear the clutter out of us and we make the room for the new or something new to come in, we probably go through this sort of dreamy stage of thinking this and dreaming that, and what if this and what if that, and this sort of, what possibilities can we think about and sort of dream about as we get to the end of the week. So it's a good sign that we've cleared a lot of stuff earlier this particular week, if we've had the courage to. Of course, it takes the effort to be able to do that. Otherwise, we can probably hover in that heavy energy that wants to be cleansed, the boundaries that want to be enforced. But if we don't take the action that's required, if we don't take our power and confidence back to be able to make the changes within ourselves and our life that we need, then we'll probably go round in circles in that heavier lack of boundaries kind of energy. So if we can give ourselves the space, the attention, our ability to assess our life, to see where we need to go and what we need to change, if we can give ourselves that, then I feel like things might really clear up this week. Now, this is the weekend together, so we have Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th of June in this Animal Kingdom Oracle card. Oh, we have a double wolf this week. So we've got wolf again. It's card 21, and the wolf is your battle companion. So she shows that she's a support card. This is a support card. So it's showing us that some of us might feel at this time, especially around the weekend though, that we're going through a bit of a battle. Now, it could be a personal battle that we are currently fighting or moving through. It could be something that just occurs that weekend. But my sort of thoughts are this could be something that we're dealing with, a bit of a personal battle that we're working through at this time. So we've been reminded that we are supported and we don't walk through this battlefield alone. This card also reminds us that the battlefield or this challenge that we're dealing with now or over the weekend, it's temporary. So each day or each step that we take, we're getting closer to being out of it. So that's something that may be reassuring for some of us as we move through the battlefield or the minefield. So we're being encouraged to trust our instincts, know that we're supported, know that we're protected, and know that we're getting through this. We're not stuck in it. We're not stagnant in it unless we believe that we are. So we could believe that we're stuck and stagnant, and we will be. But maybe changing our attitude or approach to something more like, I am getting through this. This is becoming easier, one step at a time. Just these things to help remind us that we are getting through this challenging period. So lots of support coming in for the weekend. And we've got the double wolf coming in as well. So wolf is like our loyal companion, a protector, a supporter as we walk through this time period. So there are our cards for this week. I do trust that they resonate and support you. You won't really know until you go through your week, so consider coming back and connecting with the video throughout the week to get your bearings and see how things are fitting for you. So before I pull the theme card, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. If you would like to learn more about these cards that I've created, you can learn more about them on my website. They are sold separately, but you can get both packs and combine them, which is what I like to do. So you find these on my website, Speed of Light and the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. I will be doing spirit guide drawings in person for the first time in a couple of years at the New Age Festival in Launceston, Tasmania this weekend. So I will be at the Hotel Grand Chancellor in Launceston all weekend from 10 till 4 taking spirit guide drawing bookings live in person. You sit right there and I draw for you. It's quite a treat because I don't offer this very often. So if you're in Tasmania, if this interests you, then please come and see me at the New Age Festival. I will have a few card decks as well if it interests you. Also, I have another painting retreat coming up at Ross in Campbelltown. Includes a one-night accommodation on the 5th and the 6th of July. So if that might interest you, you can learn more about that. And I've got another one coming up in August on my ceramics website, leannepeters.com. So let's see which card wants to be our theme for this week. So the theme card will help us see the bigger picture, and it will help bring these days together. It's something to keep in mind as we go through the week. So the best card that the majority of us need is, I've got a really strong bear feeling. Not that I'm thinking the bear will come up, but I've just got this bear feeling of coming out of the, and it's definitely not the bear because it's the wrong deck, but coming out of the cave this week. We've got Speed of Light Oracle card as our theme. Oh, and it's the, what do we call it? Sacred Haven, card 5. It says gratitude, connect, reflect, and stand still. We might find it really helpful for us to be able to help ourselves this week as we move through the clutter and move through the crap that we've been carrying. As we move through that and out the other side, we might find it really helpful to genuinely practice gratitude, to be grateful for who we are, maybe, if we're up for that. Be grateful for the people around us. Be grateful for the people who are here, who are there for us. Be grateful for the things that we have, the roof over our head, the clothes that keep us warm, the food on our table. Be grateful for the vehicle we get to drive, or the place where we work, maybe the work that we do. What can you be grateful for? What can we be grateful for this week? Genuinely. Pretending that we're grateful for something or someone, I don't find that very helpful. If I've got an issue with someone and I'm going on a gratitude rampage and I want to really just feel that gratitude flow through me, I feel like gratitude is almost the opposite of like a resentment or a bitterness. So sometimes I will go on these gratitude rampages, and it might be really good to do this week. But if I get to someone, say a family member or someone I know, as I'm reeling off my gratitude for all these people, if I get to someone I've currently got an issue with, I'm not really going to include them in my gratitude rampage, because it doesn't feel genuine in that moment and at that time. So it's something I want to work out and resolve, that relationship and my issues around that person. But I personally can't go saying I'm grateful for things or grateful for people if I'm not feeling that gratitude. So if I'm not grateful for my work, I can't practice gratitude about it. I've got to find something where I can be grateful for. Maybe I can be grateful for the income that the work provides so that I can practice my hobby or whatever it is. So there's something I can find gratitude perhaps within that situation, but I might not necessarily feel 100% grateful for that work at the moment because there's tension there, maybe. I mean, that's not what I'm feeling, but just as an example. So I think practicing genuine gratitude is more beneficial than pretending we're grateful for something when we're not. I notice too when I'm going on my gratitude rampage, if I get to someone or I get to something that I kind of think I should feel grateful for, but I don't right now, then that's a lot of information to help me look further into why, so I can look at resolving that and then moving into a place where I do feel grateful for that person or that thing. So if you can't think of anything, if life's pretty crappy for you right now and you're just really struggling to feel grateful, then we can strip it right back to even just the things like having food to eat. Hopefully you have food to eat. Hopefully you're in reasonably good health. Hopefully you have a roof over your head. Hopefully you have warm clothes to wear. So hopefully you've got someone in your corner. So it doesn't have to be a big long list and pages of gratitude to reel off. It could just be 3 things and 3 basic things that you can feel like you appreciate. And then you can grow on that as your gratitude grows. As the resentment lessens, as the bitterness lessens, hopefully the gratitude will come up in its place and you'll find more things and you'll notice more things to appreciate. Like the sun came out today. I'm awake and alive today. That's something to be grateful for. I have a best friend that I can call today. So I'm grateful for them and I'm going to call them and let them know. I have an animal, a pet that is right here by my side that keeps me warm and comforted. That's something I'm grateful for. So I think practicing gratitude will be really helpful for us this week. So let's stop, let's smell the roses, let's count our blessings. Let's practice genuine gratitude as we go through our week and see how that supports us as we move through the ups and downs of this coming week. So thanks very much for joining me today. Have a fantastic week ahead and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take care of yourself and goodbye for now.